aliens and all that stuff. He was the guy that took me out to see all these sci-fi movies in the theater. He's like, come on, we gotta go see the sci-fi movies in the theater. He took me to see Prometheus. He was like, come on, we gotta go see this movie Prometheus, which that one was really good. But he took me to see that shitty movie, what was it called? The one with the squid aliens that leave ink blotches on the windows. That movie was so lame. It was so boring. There was nothing in it. What was that movie called? The Arrival? Which, it's not even an original title. Martin Sheen, was that his name? He was storming Area 51 before it was cool. Martin Sheen, The Arrival. Remember that movie with the aliens that have the legs that bend backwards? Hey! People that made the shitty movie called Arrival in the year 2016 or whatever the fuck it was, that's extremely unoriginal and boring and lame. Oh my god, that movie was slow as F. I don't know what the deal is with these people. They're so behind the times. They're so naive. I don't get it. That movie was lame. It was boring. It was boring. It was lame. It wasn't too terrible. It was just boring. It was lame as fuck. I had to walk out. I was falling asleep. There's nothing new here. And Interstellar was kind of a shitty movie too, I'm sorry to say. It wasn't too terrible. It was a nice concept, but it was way too long. The movie Interstellar was way, way, way too long. And the ending was kind of cool, but it was like, my god, that movie was so slow and long and boring. Ah, I could have been watching Invader Zim. or Mars Attacks, or something. Or I don't know. I thought Contact was pretty good. Like, there was an example of a decent movie that wasn't too boring. It wasn't about all destruction, fast-paced laser blast battles and stuff, but it was still a decent movie. But that Interstellar movie was so long and drawn out and boring and uninteresting. It just made me cringe. Sorry for being harsh. So, if you have any interest at all whatsoever in UFOs, which I used to, and maybe I'm like desensitized now to science fiction stuff, but like, to me now UFOs are just like, they're still beautiful, don't get me wrong, I find them very interesting, but to me now they're just like bees. You go outside and you see bees and birds, you're like, oh, there's the bees, there's the birds, there's the UFOs, even though I've never actually seen one, actually, consciously, physical person, reality. That's like, if I saw a UFO, I don't honestly feel like I would be very shocked. I was watching this interview with this guy on UFO Robert Bingham's YouTube channel. UFO Robert Bingham, he's the real deal. For real. But there was some old guy who was being interviewed on his show. He was an old guy, he talked like this. He was a very incoherent speech, and he was talking about how he went out and when he was younger, he wanted to see some UFOs, and he went to the Alien Diner out in the desert. It was called the Alien Diner. Really remarkable little place, really amazing little place. And he goes on and on and on, and talks about for a very long time about he and his wife, and he went out to the desert and have a little adventure and try to see some UFOs. It just goes on and on and on. It takes forever to listen to this interview about this guy. He doesn't know how to speak very well. He's very, very boring to listen to. He speaks like this. A very typical white old person, white middle-aged old person, not middle-aged, but older than that. It just goes on and on and on and on. It's boring as fuck to listen to his interview. But I started, I listened to the whole interview of this man who talks exactly like this. He just goes on and on and on. And he said he wanted to see some UFOs in the desert. So he went out to the desert to see some UFOs. And then he actually got his wish. Oh, and by the way, before he actually saw the UFOs, he went through the longest, most drawn out, most boringest story ever of how he was talking to all these different people. And they were saying, be careful what you wish for, because you might see some UFOs. And then he was like, but I wanted to see some UFOs. And I went out to the desert and I wanted to see some UFOs. And then I got to see some UFOs. And he said when he finally saw the UFOs in the desert, he was like, and I was terrified. I was like, this isn't right. There's something not right here. I don't feel right. I feel very terrified. It feels very frightening. I want to go. What are you talking about? You went to all this trouble to drive out and spend gas money and drive out to the desert to see the UFOs, and now you're terrified and you're pissing your pants. Get a life, man. I guess it was a different time and a different people. Man, if I saw a UFO, I'd be jumping for joy. I'd be like, yeah. Take me now! Take me away! Sorry for making fun of that guy. Don't take it personally. I don't make fun of anybody any more than I would make fun of myself, and I do on a daily basis.